CEO IBM Ginny Rometty once said that anything that can conceive of as a supply chain, blockchain can vastly improve its efficiency. It does not matter if it's people, it's numbers, data, or money. So perhaps looks like that got us inspired. Well, it's festive time and we are here electronically amalgamating for knowledge sharing. I think kudos to all of us. A very, very good morning and a hearty welcome to the Economic Times Blockchain Summit, Building Blocks to the Next Era of Business Transformations. Well, the evolving era of blockchain, ladies and gentlemen, how does the future look like? The blockchain market is expected to amplify and in fact expected to also simplify the business processes and change the way big data is approached in the future. According to a report by Markets and Markets, the global blockchain market size is likely to grow 39.7 billion USD by 2025 at a mighty impressive CAGR of 67.3%. So that's what the research says during 2020 to 2025. Now, if this doesn't get any one of us interested or excited, what does actually, right? I am your master of ceremonies. My name is Shikha Singh, and I am here to assure you that this summit will provide a multidisciplinary discussion around this progress of blockchain adoption that we keep talking about, right, across select industries, while also addressing those critical challenges, those opportunities ahead for the corporates to take into consideration as they make blockchain a top priority in the coming decade. Okay, so now coming to the experiential platform into which you've logged in. So as far as the engagement features are concerned, in the lobby, there will be an experience zone, which will have two booths, ILC and Antia. Please do visit them and get some actionable insights. I'll keep reminding and reiterating all of this and more, but on your part, please do promise that you will be good participative audience members, right? We are good to go on that. All right, now there's a networking lounge as well for all you delegates to network. You know, that's precisely one of the ideas, to come together and act actionably. You can't be really missing on e-meeting and listening from, say, the chief executives, the head of technology, the acclaimed academicians through the keynote speeches that are going to be rendered, and also the focused sectoral discussions. Now, hashtag ET blockchain is the official hashtag of our summit. And I would be so glad, we would be grateful if you would share your learnings, your key takeaways with some pictures, screen grabs, but just let's make sure that we are talking about something that spins us in ways more than one. So keep that action, keep those conversations two-way for sure. Tweet and share your learnings on social media using this official hashtag. And also, please don't forget to tag us. Yeah. And with that, it is time that I extend our gratitude towards our much valued array of partners who supported us. Ladies and gentlemen, the Economic Times Blockchain Summit is co-powered by Antier, knowledge partner ET Insights, our supporting association. Thank you very much to the Maharashtra State Association Society and Singapore FinTech Association, our media partners CIO Review India and Silicon India. The summit is brought to you by ET Unwired. Well, with that, what's the wait for? We are quickly warming up right there. Let those conversations flow in right now. Just tell us how you're feeling this morning. How is it to be here together amidst all those who's who and the experts who will be very shortly speaking to you. So just share how's the vibe feeling like using our official hashtag ET Blockchain. So let's open the house with a keynote address. Be with us. We'll be right back. All right, so for the opening keynote address, we have our keynote speaker who is straight away diving into the topic. He's going to be talking about transforming the crypto and the blockchain regulatory landscape. And these are going to be some interesting insights, I'm sure. Our keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is an all India topper of his IAS batch of 1992, an industry veteran as we know him. He was awarded the World Bank's Social Capital Visiting Scholarship in the year 2002. There's so much to his name. For now, just join me in warmly welcoming, and you can express your welcome through the tweets. Let's greet Jayesh, Ranjan, Principal Secretary to Government of Telangana, Industries and Commerce and Information Technology, Electronics and Communications. Shri Jayesh Ranjan, it's over to you.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings to fellow speakers. Greetings to all the participants. Let me first of all begin by congratulating ETH for putting together this webinar that focuses on blockchain. And this is also a very timely webinar because we have seen, particularly in the last couple of years, work related to blockchain has been advanced very significantly. Not only the private sector, but also governments have taken lots of interest in blockchain usage. And more than anything else, the national government now is in the process of formulating a national blockchain policy. They have started the consultation process. They have formed a committee, and I'm happy to let everyone know that I'm also one of the members of that committee representing a state government, apart from a couple of other state colleagues. So a lot of action is happening on the ground related to blockchain. And therefore, this is a very timely summit. And I do hope that all the participants will benefit from each other's knowledge, experience, perspectives. And together as a country, we will be tomorrow known as one of the most where blockchain is one of the most widely used technologies. So let me straight away come to what we are doing in the state. Come out with a policy wherein we have committed that various kinds of emerging technologies will be supported massively in the state. We have first of all identified which are those emerging technologies, and obviously it includes blockchain. We have created a wing within the government, which is called the Emerging Technologies Wing. And we have recruited some very talented people from the open market who have a very good background and experience and understanding and knowledge of these emerging technologies to work for us. So a broad commitment of the government towards embracing emerging technologies, creating a dedicated emerging technologies wing, and getting talent to run emerging technology programs. So since the session today focuses on blockchain, I'll speak about blockchain alone, but what I'm telling you about blockchain is also true of a host of other emerging technologies. To be precise, we have identified 8 emerging technologies in which we want to work. Now, what we have done is that we are tackling many of these emerging technologies sequentially. So for blockchain, our interest has actually come full blown from 2019 onwards, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we announced a blockchain policy for the state of Telangana. And as I mentioned, this is the first step, the foundational step with which we start. So you take any emerging technology, you will find that the Telangana government has announced a policy or a framework or an approach paper, as the case may be, in which what do we intend to do with that technology is very clearly spelled out. So I would welcome participants to look up our blockchain policy, which is there on our website, www.it.telangana.gov.in. And you will find that, first of all, it's not a very laborious document. It's a concise, crisp document, but explains very clearly what is the intent of the government, what is the focus of the government, which are the interventions that we are serious about, we are keen to develop. So let me mention that there are basically 4 pillars of this blockchain policy of ours. The first pillar is about creating a supportive infrastructure So as all of us know, while governments definitely are users of blockchain technologies, but lots of new development is coming from the private sector. So the supporting infrastructure is a commitment which the government has given, that we will uh, help companies which have a blockchain practice, or niche blockchain companies. There may be large companies, mid-scale companies, small companies, startups, etc. That we will help them with whatever infrastructure that is required. So obviously, there are 3-4 important components of that infrastructure. One is the physical infrastructure. So there is a physical space which is available in Telangana for blockchain companies. Similarly, and the space comes with lots of advantages. The cost of that space is very minimal. Similarly, we have also created a sandbox, because lots of blockchain work happens in at the intersection of regulatory matters, regulatory issues, and therefore there is a sandbox in which companies or solution providers using blockchain can try out their solutions. Blockchain also requires storage, cloud, etc. So we have what is called T cloud, and people who are in blockchain in applications, etc. Again, we help them in gaining access to T cloud. So this is the infrastructure: physical infrastructure, virtual infrastructure, and a policy infrastructure in the form of a sandbox, or a regulatory infrastructure in the form of a sandbox. So this is one commitment that we have given, and I'm happy to share that many companies have made use of all this infrastructure. Another important pillar of our blockchain policy is regarding the talent pool. See, our vision, I should have mentioned it earlier before I started explaining the policy. The vision is to ensure that Hyderabad and Telangana are counted amongst the topmost blockchain cities in the world, where maximum amount of blockchain related research, maximum blockchain related innovation, adoption, new product development is happening. So if that is our ambition, and if we want Hyderabad to be counted as one of the topmost cities, one very fundamental requirement is of talent. I mean, no city can make these kind of claims and not afford to offer high quality talent in sufficient numbers, in large numbers. And therefore, this is one responsibility which the government is very keen to fulfill. And we have an institution. Again, this would be known to many participants. We have an institution which is called TASK, the Telangana Academy for Skills and Knowledge. And TASK typically works with the colleges, all the students, both engineering and non-engineering. And what we have decided is that TASK will focus quite a lot on introducing blockchain concepts in the students. So students who are, let us say, studying engineering and who are in the 4th year and 3rd year, we give them additional modules beyond their classroom curriculum, in which they develop understanding about blockchain. And we have all kinds of courses, all kinds of modules, starting from introduction of blockchain to complicated modules wherein writing blockchain codes, etc., is also explained. Figuring out blockchain solutions is explained, and so on and so forth. And again, I'm happy to share that, as I told you, we started this journey from 2019, and in the last 3 years, more than 30,000 students have participated in one or many of these programs. And I'm very confident that when companies come and try to establish their blockchain practice offices here in Hyderabad, there is no dearth of high quality talent. And again, this is a responsibility which the government will continue to bear, because lots of new innovation is happening in this area. Crypto again is one related area where lots of work is going on. So, and this year in the budget, some kind of clarity has also emerged on how innovation in crypto will be actually encouraged and supported by the national government, and obviously as a corollary by the state governments also. So supporting initiatives to develop talent pool will remain very important. And we are very close. I mean, today may not be the right day, and this may not be the right occasion to make that announcement, but we are very close to tying up a major university proportion intervention related to blockchain skills. Hopefully, in a month or so, we'll be able to make that announcement. As I said, a university proportion intervention, which will be focusing exclusively on blockchain skills. Another important pillar, the third pillar of our policy, relates to research and innovation. See, today all of us are aware that while all these fabulous emerging technologies are getting rolled out, newer and newer solutions, products, more imaginative interventions are being worked out. A lot of that work is happening from the world of startups. I mean, this is not to suggest that large corporations don't do anything. I mean, I didn't make that statement with this kind of an implication. Large corporations are also having strong blockchain practices. They are also encouraging lots of research, etc. But equally important are young entrepreneurs, young innovators, startups who are also doing some very amazing things. And therefore, it is very important. Telangana, for the last 7.5 years, has already built a very strong reputation as being an important hub where entrepreneurship, innovation is promoted. And we want this to be manifest in the blockchain domain also. So we have started incubation programs, acceleration programs, which focus on blockchain. So we have created a accelerator program, which is called T-Block. And two cohorts have already gone through this program, and we are extremely satisfied with the kind of work these startups are doing. And again, I'm happy to share that some of the startups who are participating in this T-Block accelerator program, we have also supported them by giving them a proof of concept opportunity within the Telangana government itself. So promoting research, innovation, etc. We also have partnerships with academic institutions like Triple IT Hyderabad, Indian School of Business, wherein they also bring lots of researchers from their ecosystem who contribute to advancement of knowledge, who also support startups, and so on and so forth. The fourth pillar, as I said, is to enable collaboration and build a community, because as I mentioned, the government's role is important. It is fundamental in some of the pillars that I spoke about, but a lot of it also is being done through the private sector, through academic institutions, through startups, as I said. And it is very important to create a collaborative platform where all their efforts and energies come together. And again, I'm very happy to share, perhaps this is the first time ever any state has attempted it. And in Telangana, we attempted it 3 years ago. So I personally find it to be very satisfying. We have created what is called a blockchain district. So a blockchain district is a concept in which all the partners are able to take collective decisions about any blockchain program. So we have also in a way democratized the governance of blockchain initiatives in Telangana. Of course, we are the founders of the blockchain district, we meaning Telangana government, but there are other founders also. So some of you may know that Government of India also has a very important institution in Hyderabad, which is called CDAC, Center for Development of Advanced Computing. And so CDAC Hyderabad is a founding member of blockchain district. There is a homegrown computer software company, which again is known to everyone, but they are Hyderabad headquartered, Tech Mahindra. And they also have a very strong blockchain practice. So Tech Mahindra is one of the founders. There are two academic institutions which are founders, namely Triple IT Hyderabad and ISB Hyderabad. So with these founder members, we have created blockchain district, which decides who are the other members whose support has to be taken for blockchain programs. So I'll just give you an example. We very recently conducted a very successful hackathon. It was a 72 hours marathon hackathon focused on blockchain, which was conducted on our behalf by DLT. DLT, as some of you would know, is a very important international company focusing solely on blockchain, and they are one of the pioneers in blockchain usage. So they ran this program, and there is a formal partnership agreement with DLT also, under which they will do many other interventions in the state of Telangana. So this is the collaborative mechanism, the blockchain district. So physically also, the blockchain district has been given space in ISB campus. And so apart from a concept, it is also a physical entity, so to say. The last and the most important pillar is adoption of this technology within the government system itself. See, it is great to have a policy, it is great to bring partners, it is great to create skills, but eventually the test whether the government is sincere about anything or not is typically on one parameter, which is how much of it is brought into your own action. So how much of walk the talk is seen in your own activities. So this is again something which we take very seriously, and I feel I feel immensely proud to say that in the last, let us say 3 years or so, we would have rolled out at least a dozen plus, maybe 15, 16 blockchain use cases in different parts of the government. And I don't want to name them, but these are fascinating case studies. We have done, of course, land records, many other states have also done. So I'm not saying that it is unique. We have done students certificates management, vehicle life cycle management. During COVID time, we found that there were some very serious problems related to gunny bags, which are used to store agriculture produce. Lots of fakes and lots of duplicates were coming. So gunny bag tracking is one blockchain intervention that we have tried out. Hyderabad is the pharmaceutical hub of the country, as many of you would know. Again, we found that there is some counterfeit kind of drugs which are coming out in the market, and we have decided to implement a solution in which cancer care drugs are monitored and targeted about their genuinity and fake medicines. But one intervention which gives me the maximum satisfaction, and it is also coincidentally our latest use case, relates to remote voting. See, in India, people are still speaking about it, talking about it. It still appears rather far-fetched. It appears like a fantasy that you can sit at home. You don't have to go to any polling station. You don't have to bother about all those inconveniences which are typically cast when someone tries to go to a voting station rather, to cast a vote. And there are countries and examples like Estonia, where people sit at their homes and do this voting. So we actually tried it out in a live situation. There is a small town, a municipal town called Khammam, about 300 kilometers from Hyderabad. And we got the permission of the State Election Commission to demonstrate remote voting in that town. And I'm very happy to share that the demonstration was success. All the voters who enrolled to participate in this trial, while sitting at home using a mobile device, they were able to cast the votes. The votes were recorded, the votes were counted, winner was declared. Everything which does in person in a polling station, we were able to replicate everything. And the point which I'm trying to drive at is that the casting of vote, maintaining the vote without violating the secrecy of the vote, ensuring that no one is able to tamper with the vote which has been cast, because that is a big concern of political parties for sure, that and the election authorities also, that can anyone tamper with the vote after it has been cast. So I'm, as I said, I'm very happy to share that all that was made secure using blockchain. So this is again something which is very exciting. The State Election Commission has shared this experiment with state election commissions of other states, even with the Election Commission of India. And while we were developing this trial, we had also associated lots of domain experts from IITs, etc., to be a part of this initiative, to guide us, etc. And therefore, it is very likely that what began as a small experiment in Khammam town in Telangana, at some point in time can become the national norm also. And as I said, blockchain has played a very important role in that. So there are many things, exciting things which are happening in the world of blockchains. In Telangana, we feel proud that we are one of the early adopters of this technology. As I mentioned in the very beginning, the national government is now creating a national blockchain policy. They are taking inputs from us on what we have done in Telangana. They are taking inputs from other states also. But as I said, this is the best time to talk about blockchain, the advancements of knowledge, the usage of blockchain in tackling some very serious administrative problems, the other dimension of blockchain, which is crypto, the opportunity which the national budget has given to crypto researchers, crypto innovators, etc. And I'm sure that in this conference, many such themes will be discussed. So I look forward to listening to other speakers also, advancing my own knowledge, and we'll be happy to share with anyone who is serious about blockchains to participate in the Telangana journey. So thank you very much, ETH, for inviting me. Have a great seminar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sri Ranjan, for a promising opening keynote address. And I think your words of acknowledgement to my team of ETH also seems to be really motivating. Please be with us for the rest of the conference and the summit. It would be, we'd be happy if you'd share some tweets as well. Indeed, this summit, as you said, is crucial and is well timed. In fact, very empowering to know, as I was just hearing you, how you practice what you preach, and how the concept of blockchain is encompassed in the students' curriculum, promoting research and innovation in your state, and how even, the nation is taking that together, you being the forerunners for sure. So thank you very, very much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, would be the time for our next keynote address. We'll get cracking, we'll get talking on how to turn the talk into tangible outcomes. No, I'm not being generic. Of course, we'll talk with respect to the theme you're here for. We'll talk about the crypto and the blockchain aspect of it. We'll be right back, looping in our next speakers backstage. Stay tuned.